Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Java Basics series. Today we're going to talk about while loops, and a while loop is defined as a loop that evaluates a Boolean condition, or true and false just like an if statement, and executes its body if the condition is true. And the body of a while loop in this case is just what you put inside of the while loop's brackets. Now, unlike an if statement, after the body of a while loop is executed, the condition is evaluated again. And as long as the condition is true, the while loop will keep looping through the body again and again until the condition becomes false. Once the condition becomes false, it will kick out of the while loop and continue on to whatever code comes after it. Now, I know I just threw a whole bunch of stuff at you. I know I was just rambling just now, but it gets simpler, I promise. Now, what do I mean by condition? And what do I mean by the computer evaluating whether or not the body or the condition of a while loop is true or false? Well, if we remember the principles of if statements, an if statement is evaluating whether one condition is true or false. For example, if I set an integer x equal to 10, 10, there we go, and I say if x is greater than 15, for example, then we know that this is false because 10 is less than 15. But if I were to say, if x is greater than 5, then it would be true because 10 is greater than 5. Now, I know that this is really simple and basic, but the reason that I'm going over this again is to show how a while loop is made up of many if statements within it. Now, the syntax of a while loop, which in syntax basically just means how it's written, you basically just say while, and then inside of your brackets, you can have whatever you want. Now, people generally deal with numbers in while loops because numbers are easy to change, and you can make it so that the while loop will eventually terminate. And you'll see what I mean by that in a sec. So since we already have a number, which is x, we can say, well, x is less than 20. And we can come here, and where this blinker is right now, that is the body. Inside of these two brackets, whatever we put in here is the body, and we can put whatever we want the computer to do as long as x is less than 20. In this case, we can just put print line, and we can say, I love computer science. And when I run this program, what do you think will happen? Now, as we can see, x equals 10 up here. And the condition for the while loop is x being less than 20. So each time the while loop runs through, it's going to ask itself, okay, is x less than 20? And in this case it is, the x equals 10. And it's going to keep doing that over and over and over again. Is x less than 20? Is x less than 20? Now, we know that a while loop runs continuously as long as the condition is true, which is what I just went over. And the computer here will do what is called an infinite loop because x is always less than 20. And the reason why it will be infinite is because x's value is not changing. X is constant. It's always 10. The computer will print out I love computer science, and it will keep printing this out over and over and over again until the end of time. So how can we get x to move towards 20? How can we eventually make this while loop terminate? Well, the answer to this is to do what we call incrementing. We must increment x so that it will eventually become 20, and we can do this by saying x plus plus after the stop line. And what this is going to do is this is going to add 1 to x each time. So it's going to run through, it's going to say is x less than 20, it's going to be x is 10 currently. Is x less than 20? Yes. Print out computer, I love computer science. And then x becomes 11. Is 11 less than 20? Yes. Goes to 12. Is 12 less than 20? Yes. Goes to 13. And it'll keep doing this over and over and over again until it reaches 20. Now, before I run this, I want you to think about how many times the computer will print out I love computer science. And I'm going to come here, run it, come out here, and if you guess that the computer will print it out 10 times, then you are correct. The while loop started at 10 and said, is 10 less than 20? Yes. So it printed out I love computer science, and then it incremented, and it kept doing that over and over and over again, and then it became 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way up to 20, and then once it reached 20, the condition was no longer true, so it kicked out of the while loop. And because there's no code under this, it didn't execute anything else. The program just stopped. So those are the basics of while loops. They are fairly simple once you start using them in programs, and they can be very beneficial to getting things done quickly, like printing out all those statements instead of having to do them like individually. That would have taken a long time. So I hope you have an understanding of while loops and that you took something out of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.